Greetings, everyone. This is Richard Krivo with our chart drill down for November 30th, 2015. Well, I hope everyone that celebrated Thanksgiving last week had a wonderful day with their families and loved ones. And market-wise, currently we have 7 trades open, and the markets have been very good to us as we are currently up about 1,700 pips on those trades. For specifics on the trades, check my Twitter feed at RKrivoFX for updates on the trending pip counts as they are posted. Okay, moving forward, if you have any questions about any of the indicators I use on the charts or why they're set up the way they are, I refer you to the May 11th YouTube videos titled Chart Tutorial for an explanation. And if you still have any questions, email me at RKrivoFX@gmail.com. Now, remember, these charting drill downs are instructional as they are designed to show you how I go about identifying higher probability trading pairs. Now, any of these setups by no means should be taken as an indication that they will ultimately turn into a winning trade. What we're doing here is but one aspect of trading, identifying an entry on a currency pair that has a higher probability of success. It's an important aspect, but it is just one. Other aspects of successful trading are money management, managing the trade after it opens, and perhaps most important of all, the psychology of trading, that is developing a trader's mindset. If anybody's interested in mentoring, please send me an email at RKrivoFX@gmail.com, and we can get into the types of things that it takes to be a more, how shall I say, well-rounded trader. Now, as I just mentioned, trading is all about probabilities, identifying a trading edge to provide us with a higher probability trading opportunity. And the more of those we identify, and the more of those we implement, and the other components that we add of successful trading, the greater the likelihood we're going to be that we'll be profitable at the end of a week, a month, a quarter, or a year. Remember, we want to live by our trades over a period of time. We can't judge ourselves as traders and live and die by individual trades. That'll make you nuts. Now, with that, let's quickly go over the disclaimers here. Trading foreign exchange involves significant levels of risk. We should only trade with risk capital, and that is defined as money that you can afford to lose. High degree of leverage, it can work both ways, for you and against you. And the content provided herein is for informational and educational purposes only. Okay, now let's take a look at the charts, and let me pause for 1 second while I bring those up. Now, as you may recall, I use a strong weak currency analysis to point me in the direction of the pairs that are in the stronger trends. And if you want to know more about that, how to do a strong weak analysis, email me again at RKrivoFX@gmail.com. Now, the most recent strong weak analysis that I did indicated that the Australian dollar was the strongest currency and the Swiss franc was the weakest. So that is my first step as I drill down the charts, is I go to the Aussie Swiss chart and see what's going on there and see if I can enter the trade in a timely fashion, or if I have to wait, or if I might not want to enter it at all at this point. And I know the Aussie Swiss, there we go. Okay, I know they're there. Sometimes I just can't find them right away. Okay, so weekly, daily, 4-hour, 1 hour. That's the way my charts are set up here. And what I see here on the Aussie Swiss, using the Donchian channel strategy, what we see is price action was moving down, down, down for an extended period of time, started moving down where it broke the lower Donchian channel back about a year ago, actually, almost exactly a year ago. And now it took out the lower channel, and now it moved up and is taking out the upper channel. So we are in an open buy scenario on the weekly chart. We are also in an open buy scenario on the daily chart. So clearly in an uptrend, we've got slow stochastics, angle and separation to the upside on the weekly. It's above 80 on the daily. So again, bullish on both those charts in that situation. What I'm waiting for, however, is I would like to see a retracement, a pretty strong retracement to the lower Donchian channel, a much stronger pullback than we're seeing here on this 1 hour chart. Ideally, what I'd like to see is price touch the lower channel, and then for true Donchian strategy, move back up and take out the upper channel on either the 1 hour or the 4 hour charts. And we can see on slow stochastics here on the 1 hour, we've got angle and separation to the downside. The separation is closing in a little bit, but we're still open to the downside here, indicating that potentially there is more room for this particular pair to move down. Now, if you're an aggressive trader on this particular pair, since it is in a strong uptrend, it's the strongest one at the moment, strongest trending pair, an aggressive trader might set a price alarm at the upper Donchian channel here, which is at approximately 74.55, 0.7455. Set a price alarm there, and then come when that price alarm goes off, what I would do is I'd come and check the charts and see if in fact the Aussie is still strong across the board and the Swiss franc is weak across the board. And if such is the case, then I'd be looking for potentially an opportunity to go long somewhere around that point. Okay, let's take a look at another pair here. And let me refer quickly back to my strong week analysis. So the next pair was the Euro Aussie, and that's been the one we've been riding down for a long time. It's been about, I think, I want to say about 6 weeks that we've been riding that pair to the downside in our other account. And what we can see here is, again, price moved up, took out the upper channel. A few weeks ago, or a week or so ago, when we did the last webinar, the last YouTube video on this, I think this was the candle that might have been open around the 14th right there. It hadn't, we said it was taking out position to take out that lower channel, but it hadn't done it yet. So we can see that it did take it out on the weekly chart. Good angle and separation to the downside, moving below 20. On the daily, we've got, again, price action making lower highs and lower lows, continuing to take out that lower Donchian channel. It also moved below the 200 period moving average. We've got slow stochastics below 20. And again, down, down, down on all areas here of the charts, on all four charts. We're getting a bit of a pullback here. I'd like to see a better pullback than that. That's only a pullback on that 1 hour chart of roughly, what do we got? About 70 pips. I'd like to see it do a little bit more than that. But again, an aggressive trader might set a price alarm at 145.62 and then check things out if and when that alarm hits. Now, looking at the weekly chart to see how much room that pair has to run yet. Isn't it interesting here that we've got this one wick right here, which totally lines up almost completely with each of these particular weekly candlesticks right there. So all that's left are some wicks. Now, if it's just one wick, that wouldn't concern me a lot, but there are 4 wicks. So considering this is let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks a month of data right there. There's some strong support right around that area. Now, with slow stochastics showing momentum, open angle and separation to the downside here, it's a slow, steady decline. Nobody knows for sure, but I mean, potentially, if we get past that wick, which is still quite a ways off, that wick right there, we've still got more room to run. What I've done already in the other trading account, the one that I don't use here for example, but I've closed out a portion of both my Euro Aussie positions already, and I did that. I believe it was right around this point here, or maybe that point there where we saw some support in there. So I kind of lighten the load a little bit when I see potential support coming up, because nobody can predict the future in a downtrend here or in an uptrend. Ideally, had I been able to see the future, what I would have done is not taken anything off because price action dropped even lower. But now I'm seeing this again here, and I see that there's 4 weekly candles all lined up there. So we'll see what happens. Right now, what I've done is I've lightened the load on both those Euro Aussie positions, and I have moved the stops to break even. So I can get more pips out of the trade if it continues to move down. If it stalls right here and starts to move back up, the worst thing that happens is I get stopped out at a break even or a little bit better than break even stop out. Okay, let's look at another pair here. And the next one would be the pound Aussie. currency. What I'm doing is I take the weakest currency and then go to our strongest. What I'm doing, taking the strongest currency and then pairing it up with the three weakest, and then I'm going to try, if we have time, to do it the other way around. So the next one is the pound Aussie. Let's see what we've got there. On this one, 1.4562 for a price alarm. Pound Aussie, there we are on the pound Aussie. And here we've got price action just touching the lower channel. So it was moving up for quite a period of time, started to move down, just touching. That's good enough for me right there, that lower channel. And you can see increasing angle and separation. See how it closed up a little bit here? And then it opened up. Let me right down here. See, it started to close up, reflecting this move to the upside right here, and then it started to move down again. So momentum is again to the downside, and we've got some pretty strong angle and separation there, indicating there may be more downside here. Price action touched the upper channel, took out the lower, so we're in an open sell on the weekly, open sell on the daily, and again, we're looking for, see this kind of thing here on the 4 hour. This is kind of neat. Moves down, takes out the lower channel, does a bit of a retracement, doesn't come near that upper Donchian channel, but we've got a little better retracement here of about roughly 200 pips, like that. So I might be more inclined on something like this to, you could enter off either chart, either off the 4 hour or the 1 hour. I'd set the price alarm around maybe 2.0757 on the 1 hour, and it'll be a little lower, 2.0728, not much, on the 4 hour, and then come check things out, see what's going on there. Okay, let's go the other direction. Let's take a look at, we've seen the Aussie Swiss. Let's take a look at the dollar Swiss, the Swiss being the weakest currency and the dollar being the second strongest. So let's go right there and see what we've got cooking there. Okay, again, open buy on the daily chart, higher highs, higher lows. Nice stair step chart on the daily chart to the upside. This is what I mean by stair stepping up, very smoothly, very nicely. And we had a nice pullback here, not quite to that lower channel again. We've got angle and separation to the upside, and we've got angle and separation to the upside. It's already above 80 right here. What I'd be doing is looking at about, for the price alarm, 1.0329. And let's just see. I forgot to do this. I neglected to it on the other pairs. But okay, following that line across, and I want to be mindful of our time here, following that line across from the previous high of 1.0339 on the weekly chart, if we follow it across, we've got about, okay, 206 pips roughly of room to move to the upside. So I'd be interested in that. So I'd be setting a price alarm at about 1.0328 to come back and check things out. Checking things out meaning, is the dollar strong across the board? Is the Swiss franc weak across the board when that price alarm hits? Because if that is the case, then my trading edge becomes much more viable, if you will, in that particular situation. We don't have time to do justice to another pair right now. So I'm going to say thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Please send any and all questions that you have for me regarding how I go about trading, how I drill down the charts. If you want to know more about mentoring opportunities, because I do that and have done that for quite some time with a lot of different clients, and I'd be happy to let you know how I go about doing it and the details. So please feel free. Email me at RKrivoFX@gmail.com. Thanks again for attending.